goes from South Africa to Morocco on a bicycle? A quest not even many Africans could dare to embark on. Torin-Scott Mucklenborg is doing that. He was in Lagos on his way to Morocco through the west coast of Africa. He started out with 3 friends on what they called Adventure for Education in May 2024. 1 year and many adventures later, he arrived in Nigeria alone but still ready to finish his journey.
I love to travel, and I really am interested in African culture and philosophy and ways of life, and I love bicycles. It's always been a dream to travel on a bicycle for me, so I decided I would travel to Morocco. So I've been to 7 countries along my way, obviously starting with South Africa, then Namibia, then Angola, Congo, Gabon, and the Cameroon, and then Nigeria. So they've all been amazing, and each one has its own value, its own magic, and so it's really hard to choose a favorite one. I think probably the scariest experience was when I had malaria in the Congo. It was in like a very remote village, kind of in the jungle, really far from any hospital or anything like that. So luckily I had a few like 1 malaria treatment, and I was with some friends and they looked after me, and I took the treatment and managed to keep my temperature down, and I was alright. And then at the same time our visas for the Congo expired, and so we had a bit of trouble with authorities and stuff. So that was difficult, but we managed to resolve it, and on a whole people were really helpful and supportive.
In December 2024, Torin took a break and went back to South Africa because he was missing his family and also to work a little to get money. And in May 2025, he flew back to Cameroon to continue his bicycle journey.
I've loved Nigeria. I was a bit nervous coming in because I was told that the security situation was quite sensitive, and a lot of people speak a lot about this, and I think there's a lot of fear. People are afraid of what they don't know, and so I was quite nervous when I came in. And then pretty much as soon as I crossed the border, like at the border post, the officials were so friendly and nice to me, and it's just been mind-blowing to experience the warmth of Nigerian people and the friendliness. And the first thing most people say to me, they say, "Well done, you are welcome to Nigeria," and it's like a wonderful way of greeting, and it's really made me feel welcome. So and acknowledged for what I've been doing. So I really have loved it. I traveled kind of through the northern region, from Yola to Gombe, Bauchi, Jos, and then down to Abuja, and I really enjoyed that. And the traffic can be difficult because the roads are quite busy, and I was sticking to the more bigger roads for more security. But up there it was actually all right, and I had a really good time, and I felt the other drivers were being friendly and everything. And then I came down to Lagos via Lokoja, Kogi State, had a wonderful time in this small village called Magongo, Ogori Magongo, and I was invited to share pito with some of the men in the village, and I ended up staying the night and doing a talk at the local school, and it was really, really cool, and just so beautiful, all the changing landscapes from kind of the semi-desert arid region coming into the greener mountains, and then into the jungle as we came further south to Lagos. Has been really, really cool, and Lagos was kind of a bit of a, I was nervous because I've always heard of Lagos to be like this huge scary city, but it's really been welcoming and fun and full of life and joy. So I'm really enjoying it. So my adventure is called Adventure for Education. I believe education is one of the most powerful things we have in the world. As Nelson Mandela said, the most powerful weapon for changing the world. And not only education that you get in a classroom at school. That's what I want to share. I want to, hopefully, because as I travel and as I live like this, riding, using my body every day, being in the elements, feeling the world, I am learning and growing, and my body and my mind and my spirit is being nourished. So I would like to help education systems and communities around the world and in Africa to embrace this holistic way of learning, where our bodies and our minds and our spirit is being nourished all in this full kind of holistic experience. And that's exactly what's happening for me personally, so when I say for education, it sounds like, oh no, I want education for other people, but it's also for myself, and as I travel and as I meet more people and different cultures, I learn so much more about the world and about life and different ways of relating to life and to the world and to nature and to other people. So I think so much of what we learn is as we engage and participate, and there's a lot of difficulties happening in the world right now, and I also get exposed to that when I'm traveling, and what it needs is a lot of people to take responsibility and to create a positive wave, a little, even if it's just a ripple. If you smile at somebody and you make them feel happy, the way a lot of people look at me and say, welcome to Nigeria, it gives me energy, it gives me a good feeling, and then I can share that good feeling with other people, and that spreads, even if it's a small thing. And we must never forget, even the small things are really important to share. And so I think to just create ripples is what I want to share with people and the world.
Before I let him go, I couldn't resist. I just couldn't. Torin left me and the viewers with one final word.
Let your dreams be big, and even if they scare you, especially if they scare you, you must go for them and follow them. It's okay to be afraid, but you must do it anyway.
We wish Torin the best as his physical and spiritual journey continues.
What I know from the north was Nagode, is thank you for having me, and Oshe, I think is in Yoruba. Thank you so much. Every time I've had the privilege of engaging with children, I come out of it feeling like when you feel refreshed, like you've had a bath in the most wonderful, joyful energy. My heart is so full and happy. And so I think, my intention was to give something back of myself to the communities that I pass through, especially where I spend time. And a way that I can do that is to just facilitate workshops and to these fun kids yoga programs and stuff, and it's always kind of informal and playful, and we dance and play music and do different postures, and it's just for the body and the nervous system and to integrate everything. So that's kind of my desire, is to contribute to the children that are part of that community, or if it's a school that I volunteer at, or if it's a foundation. But every single time I do it, I feel like I'm getting so much out of it as well, like so much more, you know. I like receive so much energy and love and just pure joy from all of these children. And I think that's a big thing I wanted to share, you know, as much as we are educating children about life and about living in the world, I think we also have to learn something from them and let the children educate us as adults. Last night I had pounded yam with I think it's egusi. It's a vegetable.
Every soup in Nigeria has vegetable.
The green one, yeah. Anyway, and I had a snail.
Ooh.
And then I've been eating a lot of other kinds of swallow and like different soups and stews and a jug of rice.
Ooh.